Rewriting your reality, the power of manifestation and choice. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this isn't what I ordered? I know I have. And I bet most of you sitting here have too. That moment when you realize there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be, it can feel like standing at the edge of a canyon with no bridge in sight. Recently, I had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Charlotte Young, a visionary whose work has transformed countless lives through the power of manifestation and intentional living. Charlotte isn't just another self help guru peddling quick fixes. She's a revolutionary thinker who has dedicated her life to helping people break free from the invisible chains of circumstance. Her insights have sparked a revolution in how we understand personal transformation, particularly for those whom society often tries to place in limiting boxes. What Charlotte revealed during our conversation was nothing short of revolutionary. She articulated something many of us feel but struggle to name, that the circumstances we're born into are merely the opening chapter, not the entire story. Most people, Charlotte explained with a clarity that sent chills down my spine, live their entire lives believing they're simply products of their environment. They accept limitations as if they were handed a script they can't rewrite. But what if I told you that the pen is actually in your hand? That you, yes, you have the power to edit, revise, and completely rewrite your story at any moment. Would you believe me? Or would you do what most of us do? Nod politely while internally dismissing the possibility. This isn't motivational fluff. This isn't what you scribble on post it notes to feel better temporarily. This is science. This is psychology. This is the lived experience of countless individuals who decided their circumstances would be their starting point, not their destination. Let me share something powerful that emerged from my conversation with Charlotte. There are three fundamental truths that can transform your life if you truly embrace them. First, you are not a product of your environment. Your future is defined by your choices, not your circumstances, full stop. Second, manifestation and realization are powerful tools for personal transformation that anyone can access, not just the privileged few. And third, age is never a barrier. You're never too old to learn or too young to teach. The world has convinced us otherwise, but the world is wrong. These aren't just nice ideas, they are principles that have been tested and proven in the crucible of real human experience. Let me show you what I mean. Consider the story of a young woman from a severely disadvantaged background. Growing up, she was told repeatedly what she couldn't do, where she couldn't go, who she couldn't become. Financial hardship wasn't just a challenge, it was a wall that seemed impossible to scale. Her community had accepted their collective fate, and they expected her to do the same. But something shifted when she discovered manifestation techniques inspired by The Secret. Instead of accepting her circumstances as final, she began creating vision boards. She practiced daily affirmations. She visualized herself succeeding in her dream job with such clarity that it felt real before it happened. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Did people mock her? You bet they did. That's not for people like us, they said. Know your place, they warned. Don't set yourself up for disappointment, they cautioned, as if disappointment wasn't already their daily bread. But she persisted. Every morning, every night, she reinforced her vision. And within months, not years, she landed her dream job after being selected for a competitive paid internship program with Reliance's summer program. She cleared both aptitude tests and interviews, achievements that were considered impossible within her community. The most powerful part? She didn't keep this transformation to herself. She went back to her community and showed others how intentionality can change outcomes. She became living proof that your zip code doesn't have to determine your destiny. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That's a nice story, but it's probably an exception. And anyway, I'm too old to start over. That ship has sailed. If that thought crossed your mind, I want you to pay special attention to this next story. There's a pervasive myth in our society that transformation has an expiration date, that after 30 or 40 or 50, you're essentially locked into who you are. This is especially true for women, and even more so for Black women who face intersecting stereotypes about age, body type, and potential. But Charlotte shared the story of a woman over 40 who decided to challenge every stereotype about aging and body image. This woman struggled with self image as a curvy woman wanting more confidence in a world that often celebrates only one type of beauty. Instead of accepting society's narrow definition of who she could be at her age, she embraced manifestation techniques. She used affirmation routines, what some now call lucky girl syndrome. She created detailed Pinterest vision boards. She established self care rituals and embraced new fashion choices inspired by online communities. The transformation wasn't just physical, though she did achieve her desired body goals and completely upgraded her wardrobe. The real change was in how she perceived herself and how she moved through the world. Despite skepticism from peers, those subtle or not so subtle suggestions that she should act her age or dress appropriately, she persisted. And eventually, she became known as an inspiration among friends for redefining beauty standards beyond youth or size norms. She didn't just change herself, she expanded the perception within her social circles about what beauty could look like for women over 40. In a culture obsessed with youth, that's not just personal growth, that's rebellion. This story resonates deeply with the mission of uplifting voices that are too often silenced. In a world where talented Black women are too often handed pink slips while underperforming men receive golden parachutes, we need these examples of self determination and personal power. But manifestation isn't just for adults who've already experienced life's limitations. Sometimes the most powerful manifestors are those who haven't yet been fully conditioned by society's expectations. Charlotte shared the remarkable story of a teenager who began practicing principles from The Secret at just 13 years old. This young person faced constant dismissal due to their age. You're too young to understand. That's for adults. Wait your turn. Phrases that attempt to place artificial limitations on potential. Instead of internalizing these messages, this teenager diligently kept notes on goals and dreams. They practiced gratitude, journaling, and vision mapping techniques they learned from mentors and books like Think and Grow Rich. By age 17, they had already manifested 4 out of 10 major goals, including academic honors and early career milestones. All of this was documented publicly to inspire others in their age group. What's particularly powerful about this story is that it challenges our assumptions about who can teach and who must learn. This teenager, sparked by parental encouragement but driven by internal motivation, outpaced older competitors academically and professionally. They became a role model among youth networks, proving that leadership and teaching aren't bound by years lived, but by passion and preparation. As Charlotte emphasized in our interview, we're never too young to lead and never too old to transform. These stories illuminate something profound about human potential. They show us that the barriers we perceive, whether they're related to socioeconomic status, age, body type, or race, are often more permeable than we've been led to believe. But let's be honest. Manifestation has gotten a bit of a bad rap lately. Some see it as magical thinking, a way to avoid the hard work of real change. Others have commercialized it to the point where it seems like nothing more than wishful thinking packaged in expensive seminars. The truth, as Charlotte articulated so beautifully, lies somewhere in between. Effective manifestation isn't about avoiding reality, it's about recognizing that reality is more malleable than we think. It's not about skipping the work, it's about ensuring that your work is aligned with a clear, compelling vision. Manifestation without action is indeed just daydreaming, but action without vision is just busy work. The magic happens when the two dance together. So, what does this mean for you? How can you apply these insights to your own life, especially if you're navigating spaces that weren't designed with you in mind? First, identify one area where you've allowed outside circumstances or other people's expectations to limit your growth or happiness. Be honest with yourself. Is it in your career, your relationships, your health, your creative expression? Next, write down one bold goal related specifically to that area. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it slightly terrifying. Then commit to visualizing yourself achieving that goal every single day, not as something distant and theoretical, but as something real and immediate. Feel the emotions, notice the details, make it so vivid that your brain begins to accept it as reality. Finally, take one concrete step toward making it real today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready today. As Charlotte would say, manifest unapologetically and remember you're never too old nor too inexperienced. I want to leave you with this thought. We live in a world that profits from your self doubt, a world that has sophisticated systems designed to keep you small, keep you uncertain, keep you consuming rather than creating. Every time you decide to rewrite your reality, every time you choose possibility over limitation, you're not just changing your life, you're committing an act of revolution. Your circumstances are real, but they are not final. Your age is a fact, but not a limitation. Your past has shaped you, but it doesn't define your future. You are the author of your story. You are the architect of your reality. You are the creator of your experience. And it all begins with a choice to see beyond what is to what could be, a choice to believe in possibilities rather than limitations, a choice to act as if your dreams are inevitable rather than optional. I challenge you today, not tomorrow, not someday, but today, to identify one limiting belief you've been carrying and deliberately replace it with a vision of possibility. Then take one action, however small, that aligns with that vision. Because when enough of us begin rewriting our individual realities, we don't just transform our lives, we begin to transform the world. The pen is in your hand, the page is blank, and the possibilities are endless. What will you write?